Welcome to today's edition of Along the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I'm your host, Nathan Stahr, and today with me I have Susan Johnson with Dixon Quarter Mania. Thank you for coming today.
You're welcome.
So we invited you here today to talk to you about the fundraiser that you're putting together for the United Way of Lee County. But before we get into that, there's a auction element to what you're doing that fascinates me. It's really piqued my interest. So this is not your typical auction where the highest bidder wins. Can you give us a little bit of detail and how exactly the quarter auction works?
Okay, I've worked on it for a couple of years, and we finally got like a script so that we can make it so that people understand. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to come into the Elks Lodge in Dixon. We host it there just because it's a big enough room. Mm-hmm. And when you walk in the door, you're going to buy a paddle, and that paddle is a $5 donation to the organization. That's the beginning of the fundraising part of it. What the purpose of that paddle is, when you walk in, you get the paddle, but there's a corresponding poker chip that has the same number on it. Mm-hmm. That poker chip is going to go into a bucket, or a pitcher is actually what it is. And when the vendors that are in the room come up to describe what item they want to sell, they're basically there to promote their business, to promote the products that they sell. If you're interested in that item, you hold up your paddle number, and then I have the Dixon Key Club kids. They actually come and collect the quarters from each of the person. For every paddle that you have, you put 1 quarter in this bowl, and that gets you into the auction. And then after they have collected all of the quarters from the room, I just randomly select one of those poker chips, and if your number is in the air, you win that item for a quarter. Hence the reason why we call it Quartermania, quarter craziness. You're buying something for a quarter. So it's just a one-time offering, and you win that item for a quarter.
That's interesting. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So that part of it, the vendors pay a fee to come to the organization. Again, part of that fee is to pay for the room rental, but the other part of it is a donation also. Again, another aspect of that fundraiser.
Okay. So the quarter auction is not the only thing that's going on at these events. So can you let us know what other fun things that are going on during this time?
Sure. So I work actually at the Lighting Center, and a lot of times we get donations that are kind of worthless, and one of them is a deck of cards. We may get somebody that's donated those cards to us, and it's not a full deck. So I do a little fundraiser. It's called the Mini 50-50, where people select a card, their favorite card, Queen of Hearts, King of Diamonds, whatever, and they rip the card in half. And they pay a fee to get those cards, but that is a donation also, so another aspect of the fundraising. And then at some point we pull the cards out, one of the cards out, and if it matches the other half that the people have ripped in half, they win the 50-50 pot. So a lot of times it's $50, $75, maybe even $100 that they win, and then the organization keeps the other $100 or whatever the equal fee is on that. The other thing that we do is we do a 50-50, and those are with tickets. So they just match up the tickets with the winner, and the winner gets part of that fee. And then the other thing that's become very, very popular is it's really kind of like a raffle mania, because there's raffle items, and you put in a ticket for anything that you want to try to win. And if your ticket is pulled and you have the matching number, then you win that basket. Mm-hmm. And so the organizations are the ones that really kind of put that on. They bring in 4 or 5. Sometimes this last one, they kind of got zealous, and they had 25 baskets, maybe even a little more than that. I think they actually ended up, we had to keep getting more cups so that they could keep adding to the barrage of things. But all in all, you can win about 100 different items. Between the raffle, between the 50-50, between the mini 50-50, and then of course, I usually have somewhere between 20 and 25 vendors. We do one whole complete round where the vendors come up and talk about their product, and then the second round, we call that the lightning round, because I don't let the vendors come back and talk again. What they do is they describe both of their items in the first round, and then in the second one, we just remind them. We hold it up, say this is what you're getting for a quarter bid, and then people bid on it. So the first round takes us about an hour to get through. We do a short intermission because all of the vendors are set up in the room. They have cash and carry items that they want to sell. And the minute that gets done, where I see that people are kind of mulling around again, they're ready to go back to their seats, then we start the second round. And we call it the lightning round because we're literally holding it up. 1 quarter bid, as long as it takes the kids to collect the quarters, and then we select a number, and they win.
So you cruise through that second
We
round.
cruise through that second one really fast.
All right, so Dixon Quarter Mania has been around for a decent amount of time. So can you give me a little backstory of the organization? I know that you didn't start it, but you now are.
Yeah,
kind of heading it up.
I did not start it in Dixon, but I was actually a vendor. I was selling my wares at the Quartermanias, and then another gal took it over, and she worked full time, and then decided it was just a lot of work, so she handed it over to me. I think I've been doing it, I'll say 10 years for sure, but it's probably closer to 15, where every month we do a different organization. I basically at the beginning had to call people and say, hey, do you want me to earn some money for you? And then at this point, people are calling me and I don't have enough spots. But we run the quarter auctions all the way from April till October. We find that if we go any later into the season, Mother Nature doesn't cooperate with us, and if it's snowy, blowy, raining, people don't want to come out. So, and then the time change happens too. So then it's darker, so people don't want to come out that much. And then we started up again in April. So our seasons really is April all the way through October. And some of the organizations that we've raised money for in the past is the Historical Society. We've done Happy Tales, Buddy Bags, the Lioness Group, Lee County Canine Leashes for Living. It's an organization that helps pair up animals with someone who has a disability or a medical condition. They're out of Mendota. So we don't just do the Dixon, we try to do the area or wherever. Goodfellows, Shining Star, the Elks. We did one for KS Divers. And if they're going to come around next year, I would highly recommend that you Google them on Facebook. They have a great organization. They're actually going out and diving in rivers and ponds, lakes, trying to find cars that have possibly remains of people that have not been found.
Oh, wow.
So they're a national group, but one of my vendors is really fond of them, so we did one for them last year. We do something for the Petunia Festival because we want everybody to be able to come to that. It costs a lot of money to do that. We help the food pantry in Dixon, the food bank in Dixon. We do all kinds of organizations, so Stage Left has come and done a fundraiser. I'm going to do one for the American Legion, the Key Club kids. They always collect our quarters, so I feel like we need to do one for them too. Our next event is on Tuesday, October 14th, at the Dixon Elks Lodge. It's on Franklin Grove Road. I can't remember the number, but it's on Franklin Grove Road. It's right across from the Shell station in Dixon. And the proceeds are going to be for the United Way. And so they help a lot of organizations out. We hope to have the place packed, because the more people we have come in to donate that $5 towards the paddle, the more money they make. So we try really hard to keep it about 100 people there. That makes for a really good night, but sometimes we only have 50, sometimes we have 125. So every single time it's always different. But the more people we can get there, the more money we can impact the community by giving that money away.
Nice. So do you have, besides this event for Lee County, United Way, is there any other, do you have anything else on the schedule right now, or are you in the works?
Yeah, I am a Lioness member, and so we have kind of a spin-off of the Quartermania is what I mentioned as the Raffle Mania. It's really raffled items that we're going to have there. Same kind of concept, except that's all we're doing. And that's going to be at the Loveland building on Tuesday, October 7th. And it starts, the doors open at 4 o'clock. It's going to be an ice cream social / Raffle Mania. So people can come in and get a piece of pie, a brownie, or Culver's has donated some ice cream. So we're having that aspect of it. And then there'll be lots and lots of prizes. And basically that's what we're doing, is that people drop tickets in whatever basket they would like to do. And then we'll pull that, and we will give them the opportunity to win lots of prizes that way too. That one's coming up, and then, like I said, October 14th is our Quartermania at the United Way. I try to be really active in the community, and there's a chili cook-off coming up at the Elks also. I've just gone blank on the date on that one, but you could go to Elks Lodge on Facebook and you would see the application there. But they're looking for those of you that like chili cook-offs. They're looking for the next chili winner. So, lots of opportunities to help the community.
So does Dixon Quarter Mania have any like website or Facebook page or any other online presence to kind of follow what's happening and what's coming up?
Yeah, we do. We have a Facebook page. And so it's actually the Quartermania, as in quarter and mania being 2 words. But you can go on there and you can see like past pictures and stuff of people that were actually there. So.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you, Sue, for coming in and talking to us about this. We want to thank not only our production crew, but also our viewers. Remember that the Radar Free Press is free, so we rely on those likes, shares, and comments to keep us thriving. And if you'd like to watch more videos like this, please visit us at theradar.online.